Josh McDaniels live momentarily. We're here for it. Coming up next on Hammers.House.
Encouraged to shelter in place to avoid being attacked or taken hostage. To shelter in place, take the following precautions. Close all windows and doors, and all lights.
Welcome to the official, the original, the only house for Las Vegas Raiders news, rumors, updates, and reactions. Welcome to Hammers.House. Hope everybody's having a great day. Momentarily, Josh McDaniels will be taking the podium for his weekly press conference a couple of days ahead of our Week 1 matchup versus the Los Angeles Chargers. I hope everybody's doing well. FALV, Robert Pena, Bryce, what is good, y'all? I gotta just add the chat highlight and we should be good to go. Give me 1 second. If I can find it. Jesus Christ. Here we go. There we go. I just saw the alert as I came back upstairs. So I was like, let's just do this right now. We'll probably do a live later on tonight as well. Let me see if I can get you guys going. There we go. What up, Beantown, the resident masshole? Much love to you, bro. Hope you're doing well. First timers in here, don't let it be a last. Break them thumbs, hit them subs, smash the bell for all your Raiders content. I have to do a couple more things to get this ready to go. Again, I just was like, fuck it, go live. Let's get into it. So I got to make some quick adjustments if you guys don't mind. Monetization's on. There we go. Participants in the chat. Guys, I said it the other day, new rule. You want to be part of the conversation, you must be a subscriber to the channel. That doesn't cost you anything. Hit that subscribe button right now. Again, we are moments away from the start of this presser. I'm just trying to fix a few things very, very quickly. As, like I said, I was not planning on coming on right this moment, but I got to try to stay up to date with everything, and I want to make sure that you guys have all the news and details that you guys need as well. I can't be the only thumbs up. Come on, nation. JP, what's good, brother? How's Josh doing? Feel him? Look, I still have him projected probably like 800 and some odd yards, 850. We will talk about that during this live once the presser is completed. There are some things I would like to talk about in regards to fantasy. I know a lot of you guys already have your fantasy lineups or your fantasy rosters done. Some of y'all are probably doing drafts this coming week. I do have a couple of spots I'm going to talk about in regards to our Raiders and projected fantasy numbers for them this coming season. King Gibby, what's good? LV, the head of Mount Shieldmore Security. Hey, man, I've been a Raider fan since the late 60s. Old enough to know anything, bro. I prayed to the good Lord in heaven. This is his year, and I'm so ready. Talk that shit, brother. I still actually need to put the, the tags up as well. Again, this was very last minute. Normally, I've been scheduling these recently. Actually, I should highlight Clark Jacobs, Devontae, and Waller because we will be talking about them at some point during this live as well. I'm just trying to get everything else up and running right now for you guys. So, again, break them thumbs, hit them subs, smash the bell. We are going to be talking about a lot of stuff. I definitely want to hear what it is that Coach McDaniels has to say today. Took your soul. What up? Damn, I feel like I haven't seen that name in a live in a very long time. I hope you're doing well, man. Shout out to all the... I don't know how the censor button just popped up. Shout out to... that was weird. Shout out to the new subscribers over the last few days. Definitely appreciate you guys. We are, like I said, are on that road to 5K. We're getting closer and closer to 4K. So spread the word of the channel, y'all. And let's just have some fun. Raider at Lizette, what's good? Hope you're doing well. Let me continue to fix these tags as we're still awaiting patiently for Coach McDaniels to step up to the podium. You know, they say 2:45, and then it's like hours and hours later. So we will be getting into it. The second he pops up, you guys will be able to hear everything. But I'm just updating these tags real quick. Like I said, want to make sure that we are all on the up and up for today. I actually have an interesting thing to talk about as well during this live that has nothing to do with the Raiders, but it's kind of like a head scratcher, pretty much a...
What the
Pretty
fuck?
much. So we will talk about that as well. I'm actually going to add this name to this as well. Again, it's not Raider related, but it's very, very interesting that I read what I read earlier today. I think everything else is good right now. Again, guys, bear with me. I know this is very, very last minute. And normally I've done that in the past, but it's different when I'm... Here we go.
Exciting, obviously, for our guys. You can sense a different urgency and energy in here. Opening day is always... an exciting time of the year. It's also, there's always some unknowns. And so, we're hard at work trying to really, get to know this team. There's definitely some new faces that they have that we haven't really seen a whole lot of yet. But we're, trying to piece together the film from other teams and other places to study the opponent as much as we can while we're getting familiar with the schemes that the coaches obviously have used in the past. So, there's always going to be an element of adjusting and those kind of things on the very first game of the year, and our guys obviously have a great excitement and enthusiasm about them today that I sense to just start this preparation for this team. So
that's positive.
Very
positive.
They're a really good football team, and obviously have added a lot of new faces, through free agency and the draft, and we know how good they were last year, and obviously, I know they've improved their football team, and this is going to be a big challenge on the road.
Along the lines, going into a first game from your experience, how much do you rely on what happened in years past as opposed to what might come, and what's the expediency that you guys can move off whatever the game plan might have been coming in based on what they did before to adjust something that maybe you didn't anticipate?
I think you have to go in, feeling comfortable about what you're going to do. The best you can do is give your players an opportunity to an educated opinion on what we might see. We've seen some film from the preseason. It's not extensive in terms of scheme. It's not extensive in terms of players playing with one another. But, you have an idea a roundabout idea about what it's going to be. But I think opening day really is about two things. It's about following your rules, and you're going to find out a lot about yourself, because you may see some things that you have never practiced.
Snoop-a-loop!
That maybe you practiced in the spring, or maybe you practiced in training camp, but it comes up because it's a different, something different that you didn't expect. And then it's really about, adjusting, if you need to, which there's probably been very few opening days that I've been a part of where that hasn't been a necessity to some degree. It doesn't have to be a huge swing in one direction or the other, but, if you if you're seeing something that for the first time, you may need to go over there and have a conversation about how we handle it on defense or special teams or offense, whatever it may be, and then make a subtle adjustment, and try to, keep playing. But most of us are going to go out there and try to do what we know how to do, and kind of let the game come to us a little bit. Every once in a while you play somebody that, will give you some stuff, so we're going to prepare for what we've seen. We can't really prepare for the things we don't know. So we're just going to focus on the things we can see on film and the players that we know are going to be there, and we'll adjust if we need to.
When there is a bit of a surprise, it can cause some uncomfortable, things on the sideline. But do you enjoy that? Do you enjoy that kind of, all right, here's what we have to do now, the adjustments that you have to make on the fly?
I think that's part of the fun, and hopefully, we're going to present some of those to somebody too at some point. You know what I mean? Like I said, you don't go into opening day and it's just vanilla ice cream. Usually there's maybe some chocolate and some sprinkles somewhere, but I mean, it's probably a little bit more toned down on opening day because you're not exactly sure, but we just got to make sure we know what's in our cone, to start the game, and figure out exactly how we're going to, play the game on our terms, and, so let our guys go out there and know what their assignments are, be confident in what they're doing, and then once it happens, there's the strategic part of it is fun, I mean, that's why we do this, and there's great coaches on the other sideline this week, and there is every week. And so they're going to present some challenges to us. We know that. That won't be the first time. And so that's our responsibility to try to, provide our players with an answer or a solution if there's something that's bothering us. And we'll try to do that as quickly as we can.
Josh, I'm not speaking schematically, but coming into camp, because it was your first year, there's a lot of unknowns for you. What is an area of concern that now that you're out of camp, you're like, wow, I wasted time worried about that? Maybe something that's just pleasantly surprised you, non-schematically.
I really think that the overall depth on our football team, has really kind of taken shape. You never know how that's going to be when you put, like I said, when we got here, there was 37 or so players on the team, and then you end up with 90 going to camp. And so, that's a lot of guys that haven't, lined up in a Raiders uniform that you're trying to kind of bring together and then, teach them how to play with one another and those kind of things. So, initially, how many guys do you really start with that know each other? Not many, but as they've grown, as they've taken reps with each other, they've gotten more communication with one another, and they've gotten more comfortable. And so, this is always the week that tests that almost more than any other week, because I don't know that anybody's in mid-season shape or form. There's not any player in the league that, or most players have not played an entire game yet. And so, you're going to need to use the guys that are active at the game. I mean, that's just the way it is. You don't go and play 39 of the 46 or 48. You got to, if they're there, you're probably going to use them because it's the right thing to do early in the season, especially. So, I'd say the depth on our team has really kind of, like I said, it's evolved.
He's supposed to be at practice today, y'all. He should be playing. He's scheduled to play on Sunday as of right now.
And, they're going to have to go out there and get their feet wet. Some of them younger than others, as you know. So
a lot has been made about the offense outside looking in. Are you excited now with the guys? Obviously, you didn't play in preseason now, but looking forward to what this can become. I mean, that's got to excite you as well, because so many on the outside looking in, look at some of the skill and say, wow, that could be pretty explosive. Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I'm excited about our team, and to your point, our offense has put in a lot of time together here. We haven't necessarily done it in a preseason game yet, so I'm excited about that. I'm excited about there's players that are going to get integrated into into our system offensively, defensively, or in the kicking game that I'm kind of interested to see. Whether they be young players or somebody that I haven't really been around too much, but yeah, I'm excited for all three units, quite honestly. I really am. They've put in a ton of work, and this opening day is always fun because you get to play a game, and then you're going to find out a lot more 3 hours after you start than you knew before the game started. So
excited to see what that's going to be. Excited to see where we're going to have to evolve to. We know we're not going to be perfect. It's impossibility on opening day. So, but yeah, definitely urgent, enthusiastic. You can tell in there, and we're excited to have an opportunity to compete on Sunday.
Do you get predictions on potential?
I do not.
I know we'll get the injury reports later this week, but do you feel like everybody's pretty much?
Yeah, I think we're headed in the right direction. I feel like we've kind of, like most teams do, we try to, manage ourselves to get to this point and be as healthy as possible. So hopefully we'll have a chance to have a full group out there on Sunday, and that's the goal. That would be a good thing.
The Week 18 game last year, I'm wondering, first of all, how much do you look back on that at all? And then just that became such a moment, like people still call it the best NFL game of the year last year. I'm sure you had other stuff going on, but was that one that pulled you in? Do you have any memories from that?
Yeah, I was interested in the outcome too, because I think it affected us in some way, shape, or form in terms of who we may have played. But it was a great football game. And I thought it was well coached. I thought there was some adjustments that needed to be made because the game kind of took a turn and then all of a sudden became a shootout, and a lot of situational football that probably could have swayed the outcome one way or the other. They went for it on a number of fourth downs. There was a couple critical situations late in the game, some really important kicking plays. I thought there was a lot of players that really stepped up and did an incredible job under pressure. At the end of the season, everybody's season was riding on what happened in that game, and I thought we had a lot of players that made some individual plays that were really important to the outcome, and so did they. So, the two teams now are different. So we've watched that game, we've seen it. As you know, the scheme on their end may be a little bit more similar to to that game as we start Sunday than ours will be. But, I think there's been so much change relative to the personnel on both sides that, they have a new team, we have a new team like there is every year. And, like I said, we're looking forward to competing on Sunday.
Josh, as you said, there's always a lot of hype around, season openers, but there's a little extra juice to this one with it being a divisional game and a road game. You spoke about, the players being really excited for this one. As a coach, do you kind of just let players and their emotions with it kind of just let them go, or do you kind of try to temper some of the excitement to not get too wrapped up in the moment of the game?
They've earned the right to be excited, no doubt. They put in all the work. I think there's a difference between being excited to play and compete and going overboard and then wearing yourself out, because look, there's no question that the energy and excitement that you feel can take its toll on you if you're too far past the line. So, we'll try to contain it, I think is a better word, and just try to, funnel it towards Sunday, and once we kick the ball off, our guys are going to play with their hair on fire. So, it'll be fun, and like I said, they've earned the right to be excited about this one.
Coach, a guy that you went up against a lot in practices over the years was Asante Samuel, and now you go from coaching Asante Samuel essentially now playing against his son. How surreal is that for you, and also what do you see on tape that you like about his son?
Reminds me of his dad, and Asante I was there. I was actually on the defensive side when we drafted Asante in New England, so I spent a lot of time with Asante, obviously a great player, and a guy that made a lot of impactful plays. And so he's taught his son well. He's got quick feet. He sees and diagnoses things very quickly. When he's around the ball, he's got great ball skills like a receiver, like his dad did. And so he's a guy that you better be aware of, where he's at all times, and we have to run good routes, and he's very quick twitch at the top of your stems and those types of things to match routes very well. So our guys have been hard at work studying him and the rest of their secondary, but no question that he's got a bright future in front of him.
Coach, speaking of that secondary, piggybacking on Asante Samuel, you have Derwin James there who likes to disguise pre-snap coverage from post-snap play. Can you describe what Derwin James brings to the table in terms of skill set?
Yeah, well, I think their whole secondary is really well coached. Brandon has always done a great job with that. Ronaldo, I've been with Ronaldo before in my career, coached him in Denver, and they're they know exactly, you know, what they want the quarterback to see, and it's not always what you want to see as a quarterback. So, you know, they do a good job of disguising. They do a good job of holding rotation, false rotation, trying to give the quarterback different looks before the ball snapped, and really challenging your communication, your reads, your discipline, your detail. And then they're really pretty good in coverage. They all match routes well. They can run. They tackle and hit. They go after the ball. Like I said, this is a really good unit that we're getting ready to play. And again, we haven't really seen the unit in its whole in its entirety yet. So we know what we're getting ready to deal with. And Derwin is certainly an incredible player and has been for a long time. And you know, it'll be a big challenge for us.
Josh, a lot of coaches I've covered are almost miserable doing their job because they're so detail-oriented. You're that way, but are you able to step back and enjoy the process a little bit?
I'm detail-oriented or miserable?
No, detail-oriented.
I'm the last thing for miserable.
Hefe, we're going to talk about that.
Yeah, very detail-oriented, but enjoy every minute of it. Enjoy every minute of it. And, you know, I've been scouting with my father since I was 4 years old, you know, and holding the clicker and all that. So I don't know what I would do if I wasn't doing this, you know. And to me, this is what I've always dreamt about doing. And, you know, there's a lot of things you do in coaching that nobody sees and, you know, really aren't, you know, they're not glory jobs and those kind of things. But when you understand the big picture, everything contributes to the process and the end result. And so whether it's scripting practice or watching film or, you know, you're in your office late at night and you're just trying to diagnose something else or scribbling on a notepad or coaching an individual period, you know, there's something to be gained from all of it. And, you know, it would be, I don't know what fun it would be if you didn't find the joy in all those things. So I'm super excited. This is a great time for everybody in the National Football League, and coaches are no different. I can't wait.
Coach, with this being a divisional opponent and all, how important is it to you to go out there and set the tone early? Is it more important right now to kind of do that with this?
Division games are obviously, you know, that's the first thing we have to try to accomplish when you set out for your goals during the course of the season is try to compete and win your own division. So we know these, you know, they almost count double in the standings, if you will. So we're trying like heck to get to know these guys now. It would be the same urgency if we had somebody else on the schedule. It's just we know these guys a little bit more, at least a lot of our players do that have played against them. And we know we're going to see them again, you know, in so many weeks. So no question that division games are critical. Division games on the road, critical. So we're going to put everything we got into this one and give it all we got on Sunday.
Hey Josh, been asked a lot about their secondary. I wanted to ask about a guy in yours. One of the first guys you guys went out and got when you got here was Rocky Sin. It seems like he'll be tested a lot this weekend with their offense. What'd you like from him on the outside, and how have you seen it translate now?
Yeah, Rock's a really competitive guy. Competes in every single practice drill we have. You know, gives our guys some fits, physical. He won't back down from anybody, you know, and does a good job of competing. Smart player, very well prepared, professional, works really hard at his craft. Takes great care of his body. There's not a lot of things that you know that Rock does that I would change. So excited to have him as a part of our football team. Looking forward to seeing him compete on Sunday too.
Josh, you mentioned your dad. Is your family going to be at the game, and how pumped are they for you?
They won't. Well, fortunately I have a brother in the NFL too. So that's a split duties a little bit. He has a home game, so. You know, my mom and dad will be at Houston for the opening day, so that'll be fun for them. I'll be excited for them to be there supporting him. But everybody in my family is super excited. You know, these opportunities only come around, you know, so many times in your life, if ever. And you know, that's not lost on me. This is our first opportunity as a football team, and my first as a head coach of the Raiders to, you know, really take our team into a regular season game. So. The environment we expect to be electric, and you know I'm certainly looking forward to that. And they'll be watching.
Do they wear the split jerseys?
When we play Houston, It's here in Allegiant. I think they'll be in silver. They'll be in silver and black. They'll be in silver and black.
You guys all set? Chargers have a couple of star pass rushers, obviously.
The Raiders are dropping some codes for Xbox and PlayStation. I just snapped 3 Xbox codes. I will be giving them to you guys during the live.
Not easy.
Just bear with me.
They're 2 incredible football players. And again, I could say that about a lot of guys on their team. They have a tremendous amount of talent. This is probably one of the most talented teams we're going to play all year, if not the most talented. And they deserve a tremendous amount of credit for putting this group together. I know Tom Telesco and Brandon, have really worked hard at trying to put together a team and their vision. And, they've really gone out and tried to make their team better, and they have. But Joey, I've competed against both of them multiple times, and thankfully never on the same field at the same time. So, you could kind of put maybe more attention to one than the other, if you will. You gotta do a good job. There's no shortcuts around this one. You got to do a good job of using your techniques and playing with good fundamentals. We have to do a good job of trying to get the ball out on time when we're supposed to. And, you pick your spots.
I got the PlayStation codes as well. I have 3 Xbox, 3 PlayStation. I will be giving them out during this live, y'all. Just bear with me on that one, all right?
This is a big challenge. They present a lot of issues offensively on their own. And so seeing them on the same field obviously will be difficult. But, we're, like I said, we're hard at work trying to figure out how to create some offense against their whole group. And, but they'll definitely be a challenge.
Thanks, Coach.
You got it. Thank you. You got it.
All right, y'all. That was head coach Josh McDaniels with his presser. Again, we are days away from our week 1 matchup against the Los Angeles Chargers at SoFi Stadium. Yes, the Raiders did just put out a whole bunch of different Madden 23 codes for PlayStation and Xbox. I'm going to try to get to these one way or another, type them up, whatever out there for you guys, or I'll just blurt them out. You guys just got to bear with me with that as well. Appreciate y'all pulling on up. Those that are in here for the first time, the only way you could join the conversation right now is becoming a subscriber. Hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a damn thing for that. And y'all know, the rest of y'all know the routine. Break them thumbs, hit them subs, smash the bell for all your Raiders content. Josh McDaniels had a lot of good things to say. He definitely is just as excited as we are for week 1 to get here for us already. Nothing about injuries. You guys were asking about Waller. Like I said, Waller, as of right now, from what I understand, is expected to play. Apparently, they should have this deal done by Sunday, maybe a few days before Sunday, whatever the case may be. I've talked about the market value. There's $16 million for him right now. I think Waller realistically wants to finish his career in the silver and black. I think a 3, maybe 4-year deal, probably a 3, at about anywhere from 50 to 55 mil, with at least 42 to 45 mil guaranteed. Probably a little less than that, but I think he will get this deal done. We've talked about Denzel Perryman as well. I've said 3 years, 20 mil. Look, we can lock those guys up, get an offensive lineman and an interior D lineman. We'll be just fine, y'all. We will be just fine. Salute to Big Mike. Salute to Valerie. Salute to Little Tiger. A lot of y'all are coming on in right now. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. You know what? I'm gonna give these codes out real quick. I'm gonna try to type them up real quick, so bear with me. The dead air, I hate doing it, but you guys want these codes, we gotta do it one way or another. I'm gonna give you the PlayStation codes first for those that are PlayStation people, even though I'm not one of them. My eyesight is ass, even with contacts in, so bear with me, y'all. All right, here's the first PlayStation code coming up. I just won a $100 Madden code from the live press conference. That's dope. All right, so there's one code out there. That's a capital. It's supposed to be a capital B. Sorry for that, y'all. Jersey boy, what's good? All y'all pulling on up. I'm gonna put these up again. These are the Madden codes that the Raiders just put out during their presser. I wish I would turn my system on right now and put one of these codes in myself, but I probably already missed out. There's another PlayStation code. One Nation, give me a second. Raider Rick, what up, bro? I'm looking just to make sure that I gave you guys all. You got one more code for PlayStation, so give me 1 second. All right, so those are the PlayStation codes for those that have PlayStation, and they're supposed to be uppercase letters, so I apologize for that. And that's TFNX, yeah. So those are 3 of them. If they get used, we can't. I don't know. I don't even. You guys are gonna make me. Where's my controller? All right, the controller's right here. I might have to turn it on and fucking try. I'm about to bring the Xbox codes up for you guys right now. 224. And the fucking Xbox one is a hell of a lot longer. Pause. But you know, Xbox is better anyways. All right, that's the Xbox one. So you can't use them. So I guess whoever got to it the quickest got the $100. Oh my God, that sucks. So there were a few lucky people that got that, and I know I think Valerie said that she got it. So congratulations to you, man. That's insane. Yeah, I just won a $100 Madden code from the live press conference. All right, so we're gonna have to stay tuned for future pressers throughout this week, and maybe we get some codes. That sucks. Yeah, that's probably the the Legend edition. So that's pretty dope, though. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry I wasn't able to get it out quicker, but yeah, Xbox, you know the vibes. That's a fact. All right. So we do have some other things to talk about. Like I said, I do want to touch on this news in regards to fantasy right now. And this came out from SportsIllustrated.com a little earlier today. It talks about in regards to the projections of what our star players could have number-wise in fantasy. So we go to Devontae Adams first. He's the only Raider ranked in ESPN's top 20 fantasy players as a wide receiver, holds the number 11 spot with a total point projection of 253.85. Now, for those who saw the live I did last week, I don't go by ESPN shit at all because a lot of times they don't know what the hell they're talking about. Sorry, not sorry. I had I'm doing PPR leagues. In a PPR league, I had Devontae in the top 5 at the receiver position for fantasy. Non-fantasy, he's the elite of the elite. I don't care what anybody says about that. But they have him projected, like I said, at 253.85. The total is nearly 100 points less than his total at the end of last season. They have Adams completing just under 100 receptions at 97 compared to last season having 123. He is anticipated to record 1,156 receiving yards on the season. I think that's bullshit. And again, ESPN, you guys are just a bunch of asshats, realistically. Sorry, not sorry. Josh Jacobs, only other non-quarterback member who is projected by ESPN to tally at least 200 fantasy points. Last season, he had 226. He's anticipated to put up 209.76 this season. Now, I've talked about the running back room, how I don't feel numbers-wise we're going to see him touching 1,000 yards. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. He rushed for 882 yards on 210 carries. I'm sorry, that's what they're projecting him to rush for, 882 yards on 210 carries. Last year, he had 872 yards on 217 carries. We also have Darren Waller. He's ranked number 4 amongst the NFL tight ends. He's projected to go last year. Well, I'm sorry, I'm looking at that wrong. They're projecting him to have 188.03 fantasy points. He's expected to record 882 receiving yards on 69 receptions. Shout out to Willie Wayne. Welcome to the Raider Nation Syndicate. Welcome to the family, brother. If you guys want to support me and support the channel, I will put the link. I will pin the link momentarily. Again, for the month of September, super chats, all that fun stuff. Majority of the proceeds are going to be going to the St. Jude's Children's Hospital for the month of September for Pediatric Cancer Awareness Month. Doesn't have to be a lot, can be a little, whatever you guys see fit. Show your love, show your support. It's definitely something that's super, super important. Derek Carr as well. He's ranked 14th at the quarterback position right now in the fantasy football projections for ESPN. He predicted to pass his fantasy point totals of 256.96 from last season with a total of 260.95 this coming season, which ain't shit realistically. Holly, what's good? Jason, a.k.a. God, what is good? I'm fucking around with this mouse because I'm running on 3 monitors, as you guys saw before. They're registering him to throw for 4,198 passing yards and 27 touchdowns on 386 completions this season. I'm real curious to hear what you guys have to say about what we just heard, read, all that fun stuff. I think it's very, very crazy that more or less we're getting shitted on. I think Carr breaks 5,000 yards. I think Devontae goes over 1,300 receiving yards. I don't know. Again, ESPN, they'll never love us, no matter what the situation may be. We can win the Super Bowl. They're still going to shit on us over and over and over again. But I really think that the stuff that they're coming out with is seriously asinine at this point. I've always wondered what ESPN be. Shout out to Javi overall. Welcome to the official, the original, the only house. Welcome to Hammers.House. Thank you for becoming a new subscriber. Again, those that are in here right now, if you're on the outside looking in, the only way you can join this conversation today is becoming a subscriber. Hit that sub button. It doesn't cost you a damn thing. I put $100 in Reno for the Raiders to win the Super Bowl. I win $3,000 if they do. Let's go. Salute to Rich Eisen. Yo, Rich Eisen is a real one. He's backing us 1,000%. Shout out to him. I was fortunate enough to be on his radio show a couple of months ago, and he's got nothing but great things to say about our team right now, and he's one of the very few. So shout out to Rich Eisen, most definitely. All right, so we move on to something that I was looking at earlier on Silver and Black Pride. They were talking about what can we do in this week 1 matchup, and what will be like one of the keys to us winning this game. Attacking the passing defense. I was looking at some film from the Patriots offensive system last year when the Patriots played the Chargers. There's a couple of different pass plays and a couple of different formations that were run that you had one safety on an island that at times would look extremely lost. And Nelson Aguilar kind of ripped apart that secondary, that Chargers secondary, as a result of the type of schemes that they were running. I was very impressed with what I saw. Attacking the safety with post routes seems to be a huge key for beating up on their secondary. There's a couple of various systems that they use. Shout out to Little Tiger. Thank you for becoming a Shields Up member, bro. Welcome to the Raider Nation Syndicate. Welcome to the family. Much appreciation to everybody. The last couple of days, the last couple of lives we've done, it's been a lot of new faces, a lot of new supporters, and it definitely means a lot. Shout out to my brother, Halo. Miss you, brother. I hope all is well. Carlos is in the building. What is good? Flex money, play action can play a crucial role as well. But the thing is, we still have to be concerned, and we talked about this yesterday, the offensive line holding up their end. If your O-line don't work, your offense ain't going to work, point blank, period. Look, with the Chargers and their type of defensive schemes, they like the too high safety look. That's great. But depending on what an offense is coming out with, you can sell going vertical. You can sell coming across the middle. There's different variations and different sets. Bunch formations, for one, you're going to confuse a secondary, especially with an offense that you guys are not, you haven't seen before. The next talk shows, welcome to Hammers.House. Welcome to the Vault. Thank you for becoming a new subscriber, buddy. Appreciate you. There's a lot of different things that you're going to see creating one-on-one matchups. Look, we have Adams. We have Renfro. We have Waller. Go try to go one-on-one against guys like this, and you guys are going to be in for a fucking long day. I really think that McDaniels is going to pick apart that secondary in ways that people are going to be like, oh, this is what the Chargers did. And remember, J.C. Jackson most likely is not playing this coming weekend. So, again, I'm looking forward to seeing what these guys are going to be doing. Josh McDaniels, as you guys heard in the presser, is extremely ecstatic for this day to come already. We are days away. I can't wait. I'm still trying to figure out if I'm going to be going live for the game, where I'm going to be to watch the game. I have a feeling I'm going to be on the Jersey Shore with the Black Hole chapter down on the shore. And maybe down the road, we may end up doing live stream games from Bar A down in Jersey. Stay tuned for that. You guys won't want to miss that. Score prediction flex, I'm not going to do it until I do my matchup preview / walkthrough with my buddy Jake the Snake Sports Talk Show. He is a Chargers fan. He is an A's fan. He is a Las Vegas Golden Knights fan. He covers all three on his YouTube channel. Real good friend of mine. I'm going to be doing a live with him this coming Saturday. We will be doing our matchup preview and walkthrough, and I will give my prediction this coming Saturday, so you don't want to miss that. Should the Raiders trade for Jawan Taylor, Lil Tiger? I'm glad you asked that question. We did talk about this yesterday, and I did mention it when I did my short on Sunday. Now, Jawan Taylor is in the final year of his contract. He started 49 games for the Jacksonville Jaguars, giving up 23 sacks. At the same time, it doesn't look like the Jaguars are going to extend his contract, as the Jaguars will be over their cap come next season. At this point in time, I think we play out with what we have with Illuminor and Thayer Munford. They're constantly talking about Thayer Munford being on the heels of Jermaine Illuminor for that right tackle position. We let this play out these first couple of weeks. Obviously, we didn't pick up any vet tackles. We didn't really go for veteran offensive linemen during this offseason, and I believe it's because McDaniels and Brasillo have the confidence in the guys that have made this 53-man roster that they can get the job done, especially for this offensive scheme moving forward this year. If things don't pan out within the first couple of weeks, I say the first 3 to 5 weeks, if there's a panic button that's being pressed, then yes, maybe you look for somebody, maybe a trade. Darrell Williams is still out there. Tyree Phillips is still out there. Maybe you consider guys like that. We missed out on Joe Haig. We brought him in for a visit last Thursday, and Sunday morning he signed with the Cleveland Browns, serving as an insurance policy for right tackle of the Browns, Jack Conklin, who's recovering from knee surgery. So I think as of right now, it's 4:30 Eastern Time, 1:30 Pacific Time, or 1:20, whatever it is, 4:20, 1:20, yeah, all that fun stuff. I just spewed out a whole lot of information, didn't even take a breath. Shout out to Terrence, one of the original moderators, one of the first supporters I've had from the time I started doing this stuff. So I appreciate you pulling on up. Exactly. They've never seen our offense yet. How they're supposed to game plan for us. We all know what McDaniels showed in the preseason is nothing. There you go. There you go. There you go. Terrence, appreciate you. Guys, y'all want to cop that merch? We have a lot of new stuff up. Not just this, but we have a lot of new stuff up, including the new logo. We have the CWA, Car with Attitude, with his quote on the back. We have a whole bunch of new graphic images. My son Prez is in the building. Shout out to Prezi, and thank you so much for getting that thumbnail done as quickly as you did. Again, I got the alert on my phone that we were about to go live, so I was like, fuck it, let me get in the vault. and let's just do it. So appreciate you, kid. Thank you so much. And we have a new subscriber, Rosie199X. Welcome to the vault. Welcome to the official, the original, the only house. Welcome to Hammers.House. Thank you for becoming a new subscriber. Appreciate you. Again, y'all want to join in on this conversation, hit that subscribe button now to join in with the rest of the Raider Nation. We did have something else I wanted to talk about, which, again, this is a something we're going to do probably down the road this coming season, but this totally gets a... What the fuck? Yeah, that type of moment. And shout out to the monster among pups. My fur baby, Titan. So, the Heavy.com has a report out. This article came out, I believe this was early this morning. Yeah, very early this morning. So, as you guys know, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, their quarterback, none of us really care for anyways, Tom Brady is in the final year of his contract and is most likely set to retire and join Fox on a $375 million deal to be a announcer. Looking at this right now, you know, there's been a whole bunch of rumors going around about how his wife isn't too thrilled about him unretiring after a month of announcing retirement. Has been one whole big to-do, whatever. Not my monkey, not my circus. But there's reports out there right now that the Buccaneers are predicted to trade for Detroit Lions quarterback Jared Goff. Yes, that Jared Goff. It appears that he can fit the system just fine. He has the size and the arm to fit Tampa's system, and he could potentially be the successor to Tom Brady after this coming season. When I saw that, again, all I could do is... What the fuck? I kind of was blown away when I read that article and was just like, is that even real? Like, yeah, Tubby, there you go. And I'm glad that you guys like that. I had to do it. You guys always ask about him. He had to be a part of the show. He is the official mascot. But yeah, we had to do that. But there you go. We've already been on here for 45 minutes. Tampa is desperate. And the funny thing is, it's like, look, we know NFC, they're probably the team that's going to make a really deep playoff run for the Bucs, where their first round pick is going to be a late first round pick. It could be something that the Lions might decide to go with and take that late first round pick for Goff, but who knows, man. This is a report that was out there by Heavy.com, and I just thought, again, I thought it was laughable as hell. When I saw the name, I was just like, my reaction was, what the fuck? But they're saying also, again, with his size, with his arm, that it makes sense that he would fit that system just fine. Again, that's nothing for me to feel any type of way about because it's not my team. It would be very interesting to see. The Bucs could potentially get him for about $25.65 million. He's only the 11th highest paid quarterback in the league, so he couldn't be that expensive considering the market value of quarterbacks nowadays. So I don't know. He was good with the Rams, but he couldn't get the job done for the Rams, and that's why Stafford is there, and that's why Goff is in Detroit. Shit. What is it? Happy spouse, happy house? But yeah, I did want to try to do something a little different with you guys in regards to having someone pull on up right now, but I don't know if I want to take the chance of testing it out and it being just a complete shit show. I'm tempted to do it just to see how it would look, but I'm also very, very nervous to even try to do this. I think there is a way where we can add a guest on here now, but I'm terrified to try that shit. I really am. We have 87 in the chat on YouTube. One on Twitch. Again, Twitch is more of a gaming thing. I have to get a gaming capture card. And Facebook, I don't really run it on Facebook like that. And again, we went live on a very impulsive type deal. I got the alert and was like, fuck this, I'm going live. I got to start sharing the lives back on the YouTube group pages, but I also need you guys to share the channel with everyone you know. Again, we are on the road to 5K. We are getting closer and closer to 4K rather. The last few days, a lot of new faces, a lot of new subscribers, and I definitely thank you guys a lot for it. Miguel said, do it, bro. We're actually, 3749. So we are, 250 away from 4K? Shit, that's great. Do it. All right, I'm going to put a link up. I don't even know if the thing is still here. Hold on. I think this is how it's done. Yeah. I'm going to try this one time. If it works, great. If not, then we're not going to do it. We're going to keep it the way it is, or I have to use Streamlabs to do certain things now. I'm putting the link up. The link is only going to be able to get like 3 people in here right now. Whoever can get to this link first, we're going to see if this is actually going to work for us. And if it does, that's fucking great. But again, this is baby steps right now. Y'all got to bear with me. Trying something new for you guys. Let's see if it works. There's the link. Somebody click it, and then we'll take it from there. If I see you pop up on the screen as a guest on my screen over here, then I'm going to try to see if we can get you on. I'm going to have to minimize my camera. Like I said, it's a whole big to-do. So let's see if it works, man. Let's see if it works. Jeff, what is good? My life, great, as long as my wife is happy. There you go. All right, so we do have somebody in here. Damn, he popped up on the screen mad quick, too. All right, say something. Let's see if this actually works. Yo. You got to speak up. We can't hear you. I don't know if this is going to work. Like I said, this is all totally new and different. Let me see something. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah, he's not talking, so that's not helping the cause right now, y'all. Somebody else just pulled up. I think that's Big Mike right there. Mike, can you hear me? All right, so Mike is there. What's up, bro?
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, can you hear me?
Wow. That was terrible. Ah! Okay. That's not going to work. Yeah, that's not going to work. Okay, that's not going to work. We're not doing that ever again. I don't know. Again, that's going to be baby steps. We might just have to use Streamlabs moving forward. That was god awful. Yeah, my bad, y'all. Yeah, we're going to have to fix that somehow down the road. I don't know what the fuck just happened. Like, this thing, it's all new, trying to get guests on the live. So we are gonna have out my dogs. Yeah, I'm surprised Titan didn't lose his mind, but we will try to fix that. There's a whole bunch of different drums that a whole bunch of different videos that a couple of different things that need to be tweaked out. So we will figure this out down the road. I think it also has to do with their audio and how they're running things as well. So there's going to be a way that we will fix this one way or another in the near future. We've already been on here for almost an hour. I appreciate you guys pulling on up. I might try to do a live at some point tonight. Omar, shout out to you. Was good, brother. Raider Nomad was good. I may try to get back on here at some point this evening. If not, look, we got the presser in for Josh McDaniels. We talked about a lot of other Raiders news and some and we had our first what the fuck moment. in regards to the article from theheavy.com in regards to the Buccaneers potentially trading a first-round pick for Jared Goff. But we shall see, man. Appreciate y'all, though. On your way out, if you haven't already, break them thumbs. Those that are on the outside looking in, hit that subscribe button. You could definitely join the conversation next time. And smash the bell to stay up to date with all your Raiders news, rumors, updates, and reactions right here in the official, the original, the only house, Hammers.House. Guys, continue to stay safe. Most importantly, be kind to one another. COVID and monkeypox is around, so remember to wash your hands and your asses. And as always, oh shit, I thought I exited this thing. I guess not. Yeah, no, I gotta, hold on. Where is it?
Yo, Hammer, can you hear me?
All right, that's gone. Appreciate you guys, though. Win, lose, or tie, Raider Nation till I die. Till next time, we out, y'all.